I've got one more comment. Maybe a weakness is that you have a vegetable garden and you don't have a fence around it. That's a weakness. But a threat related to that could be foodborne illness if a wild animal or something should come in, and I mean we all know that story, but so that's how weaknesses and threats can actually be related.
Right, right. And really for the using the SWOT analysis, it's really a lot of those are going to overlap a little bit. I agree it is kind of
Yes.
the internal and the external aspect, but it's really to get you thinking through the process and really just thinking about it, because it's real easy. I mean, I've had, in all the years that we've been farming, every single year I find myself saying, huh, that's never happened before. I mean, it's consistently inconsistent. I'd like to say that, I mean, I do feel experienced. I know what I'm doing, and I also know that it's always going to be something. There's always going to be something new, and I try to, I mean, you can't foresee all those weaknesses and you can't foresee all those threats, but we just give it our best shot, and at least going through the process of doing the SWOT analysis is really one way to help you be more successful. And just to think about it, we can't think that, I mean, I never would have thought the dog was going to clip me and put me down for 6 months, but things happen and you move forward, and by considering those, you have a much better chance of success and moving through that. I hope that answered your question. I'm going to go back through here. Any other questions?
We do have another question from Claire. She says that she finds that during the growing season she never keeps good records, and though she always says that she will. Do you have this problem as well, and does this make it harder to do complete in-depth SWOT analysis?
Well, one thing, by the time you get through this course, you are going to be a much better record keeper. And as far as, I think if you do a SWOT analysis like now, looking back, trying to remember back through your last growing season, it's going to be very different next year when you do it, after you've learned to be a little better at your record keeping, because you're going to be able to have that to look at. The record keeping, and as we will be addressing this quite a bit as we go through the course, and on week 3 I'm going to show you some really simple things that we do for record keeping that keep us moving forward, but you really need to work on that. So the big thing with the record keeping and writing it down in whatever way you do that is it's going to help you remember, because you won't remember. I mean, one of the things when we go out in the field, we always have a notebook with us. Always, always, always. So for your first walk through with your SWOT analysis, it's really going to spur you and encourage you to try to remember. And as you try to remember, if you're working a SWOT analysis on a past enterprise, going through that process is going to be very different than a new enterprise. So the records would help, but the exercise will also really help you move forward in a more positive way that's going to help you improve your product, whatever that may be. So it's a yes and no answer, but it will be different next year because you've gone through this course. So you can still work through it. You're just going to be going, if it's a past enterprise, you're going to be trying to remember. And as you try to remember, it's going to help you realize how important it is that you write things down. I love sticky notes. They are my life. Any more questions?
This is Sandy, and I just wanted to make a couple comments. One is related to record keeping, and in that record keeping really will help you learn what's working and what's not working, what's making you money, what's causing you to lose money, and where you should put your time and your energy, your money, your resources into. And then in general, the SWOT analysis I think really fits very nicely with the holistic financial planning, because one of the steps that you will do each year when you conduct your financial planning is to have an annual review of what happened the year before, and then also you'll be looking at what potential new enterprises, or should we keep these old enterprises. And so the SWOT analysis really would be very helpful to determine what enterprises were working for you, which ones didn't, and then when you're trying to choose enterprises or considering new enterprises, which ones may work for you. So I think it fits together very nicely.
Well, thank you, Sandy.
This is Colette again. We don't have any more questions tonight. I really want to thank you both, Sandy and Diane, for great presentations. And if we can move on down the slides, I'll just do a quick orientation about what's coming up.
Here, I'm going to give you the mouse back, Colette.
Okay. So we have just a general schedule that I'll remind people of each week on the webinar. That what happens is we record each webinar. The recordings are posted on the course website each Wednesday, so the day following the webinar. They're actually broken up into segments and posted on YouTube, which allows people to view them from their smartphone or from their iPad or a Mac or a PC. So it seems to meet everybody's need. If you have any trouble viewing those YouTube videos, you can let me know, or you can look on your course syllabus, and we have a technical specialist, Becky, who is working with our class, and she's really the expert on all things Moodle and all things YouTube. And you can email her directly, and she will help you navigate technical issues on the website and the webinar recordings. We do have several assignments that relate to the discussion forum under week 1. So we're asking you to share things that you learned during the process of developing your holistic context and evaluating a decision. And we're also asking you to share 2 opportunities and 2 threats you identified in your SWOT analysis. So that information is outlined on your assigned readings. And I emailed you a document that talks about the week 1 reading and assignments. It's also posted on the course website. On Friday, the week 2 readings and week 2 assignments will be posted with their due dates. You'll also receive the registration for the week 2 webinar. Week 2 is focusing on planning for profit and whole farm planning, and Craig Madsen will be our primary presenter, and then we will have a producer that's presenting, talking about how she uses holistic management and plans for profit in her operation. If you haven't already perused the course website, we ask that you go ahead and do that soon. Please let me know if you have any questions. We really want you to be able to get off to a great start with the resources that are there and tackle any technical issues early on. So thank you very much, and just following this webinar, you're going to receive a survey for the webinar itself about the presentations, and if you could please take a few minutes to complete that. It's really helpful to the presenters and to the organizers. We take the feedback you give us, and we try to improve our presentations every week. So that survey will pop up automatically. It should just take you a couple of minutes to complete, and if you could do that, I would really appreciate it. Thank you very much, and have a great night.